You're watching Fox 40, news that matters.
All the evacuations have been lifted. All the road closures have been lifted. Fire crews worked through the night. Absolutely tremendous effort.
They got there so quickly and, in my opinion, got it out really quickly.
The firefighters are still out. We just checked on them. They're still mopping up the hot spots, and they did an awesome job.
And we begin with people returning home and assessing the damage left behind from the Irish fire. Evacuation orders have been lifted in Amador County as firefighters get a handle on those flames. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Allie Wolf.
And I'm Joe Khalil. Those who live in the Willow Creek Ranch estates were allowed back today. And while no homes were destroyed, there were some buildings and vehicles that were. So it is affecting things there. Fox 40's Doug Johnson has more from Amador County with more on the impact that fire's had.
Well, there has been a lot of progress made on this fire in the past 24 hours, but unfortunately what's burned is areas like this behind me here, grassland, which may not seem very important to most, but to cattle ranchers, it's the very lifeblood of their business.
And this is basically a little trailer that I had had tools in and stuff.
William Bullard surveys what the Irish fire did to his cattle ranch.
We thought might not burn because it was a little more bare, like over here that this little bare spot is. But something caught on fire and it took off.
With a heads up from a neighbor who spotted the smoke, his family had only an hour or so to load up their animals and belongings before the fire raced across their property. He moved 4 of his vehicles away from any trees or structures, leaving them behind in the open. The flames destroyed all of them.
Nothing but metal left. Everything, you can see the aluminum rims are melted. It was so hot.
Luckily, Bullard's home was saved, and his cattle and goats, let loose in the chaos of the approaching fire, have all been accounted for. Most of the chickens were also spared.
I think they all got underneath the house, and she thinks they're all here except for one chicken that she knows for sure that's missing.
However, the hay barn, which housed the rest of the year's food supply to feed those animals, is gone.
As you can see, there's nothing left over there but the tin roof of that also.
And there's another problem.
All the grass is gone to feed the cows.
Which means Bullard must now spend money he didn't budget for to feed them.
It's going to be a lot of, loans and stuff to buy hay for this upcoming year to keep them going.
Still, he's grateful his home is still standing.
Well, the house still being here, we didn't lose all those memories, even though we loaded a lot yesterday before the fire blew over here and got us.
In Amador County, Doug Johnson, Fox 40 News.
And tonight, the Irish fire is 80% contained. It's burned 790 acres. And we're going to send it over to Dennis Shanahan in the Weather Center because we're keeping an eye on conditions in case we get more fires.
That's right, Joe, and firefighters definitely did a good job there because the conditions were not cooperating with them. As you take a look at the conditions near that Irish fire, the temperature today, well, it's still 96 degrees, humidity single digit. So the fire could have really spread a lot into a much larger inferno than it was. The wind out of the west, 7 miles per hour, so at least the winds have not been too gusty today. That part of the weather equation did work in firefighters' favor. We had some clouds.